I can say that there's a couple of people that do care. I mean, not everyone is heartless, and even if there's some people that don't really pay attention to it, doesn't mean that they're bad people. It's just, you know, it goes back to the whole everyone's in it for their own game, you know. In this world, that's how it works. No one's really gonna care about someone when it's not benefiting their self, benefiting their self. And it makes it seem like, that's the messed up thing that humans do, and that's just so messed up, and like, yeah, if you put it that way. But, there are probably like tons of freaking times where you've done the same, and you probably still do the same thing as well. So who are you to say that? But people can say that they're not perfect and all, but honestly, let's be real. Like, does anyone really care about conserving all the freaking plastics in the house and like saving it and recycling and caring about the world? Yeah, some people do. But like, do every home do that? No, they really don't. You can't say that's a bad thing. You could just say that some people are different. Maybe that's not on their mind. But when you ask me a question like that, I feel like everyone is a good person. Because if they were, if they weren't, I mean, we wouldn't have... Let's say there would be more people breaking the law, doing bad stuff, crime, human trafficking, all that BS, You would see that, right? But, I feel like that there's most people who don't do that because, they just want to live their life. They don't want to live a life in crime, hunted by, the police that's in every corner, everywhere they go. It'll be more hard to live publicly and free, if you're living in a life of crime. There's a lot of violence in this world. We know that. There's shootings every day. People die every day. You know what I'm saying? If people really cared about the violence, we wouldn't just see cops doing the work, Everyone has a mentality that they're just in it for themselves. If they're not getting something that's going to benefit them, then why waste their time? So, do I honestly care about it? I do. But do I do anything for it? No. It's not wrong to think that way because, we got our own life to live. The world's already hard enough as it is. So what can you do about it? That's a good question. Well, hate. What is the word hate, It's something that we all as humans have, we all have emotions, we all have these feelings, these pent up feelings. Certain actions and things that we do in this world can cause these emotions to thrive and express through facial expressions, through actions. And sometimes those actions are not justified. But what is hate? Why is there so much hatred in this world? Let's go back to the basics. If there isn't hatred, if there isn't love, there isn't hatred. We had hatred. Why would we have love if there isn't hatred? You know what I'm saying? Like, people say, screw hatred, screw everything about hatred. And yes, if you're a good human being, you would think that way, right? We don't want to be dwelling in, hatred. That's understandable. I'm not accusing that. But like, why do we need love if there's no hatred? Now you're probably thinking, Josh, well, love is something that we want to embrace, that we personally are attached to, That's understandable, but, the reason why we have love is because we don't want hate. It just can't work without the other. If there's hatred, that's because they don't want love. It cannot work. There's just two things that are opposite from each other that cannot work. If you know by this world by now that, This world lives on a yin and yang based. And, I brought this theory up in the last episode, I believe. I believe in this theory because that's how the world works, is that we live in a balance scale. The car can't live without the steering wheel, you know what I'm saying? That's how it works in this world. And if you don't understand still, let's say you turn on the light. That's cool, you can see. But why do you need to turn on the light? Because there's darkness there. But if there isn't no darkness, then why do we need the light? If the darkness is there, then why is there light? You know what I'm saying? If we just only rely on darkness, then why do we need light? Because light is going to be there if darkness isn't there. That's my example for love and hatred, balance, one cannot live without the other. That's just how it works, So why is there so much hatred in this world? People have these emotions, hatred and love, and some people are just inclined to it. Some people are more inclined to be with love. Some people are more inclined to be with hatred. And as long as there's love and as long as there's hatred, the world wouldn't be the same without it. Should we let our emotions control our lives? If you think about it, most of our emotions already control our lives. If we feel happy, we'll do something happy, right? Emotions are the reason why humans are able to exist and do these things. Everything that's created in this world, by human hand, it would not be able to be created without human emotion. Everything has a purpose for its existence, But should it let it control our lives? It's not a bad thing that most of us live based on emotions because we're only human. And two, most of us are doing that anyway. We are in control of our lives with the emotions. That's why people do certain things in this world. And some people are confused by it and wonder why. I believe in a spirit of fear. I believe in all types of spirits with the emotions, like spirit of anger, love, and rage. I believe in that because humans, we're only able to live and do our things because of our souls. But these souls are ran by spirits that control our feelings. Have you ever been around somebody that just always makes you smile? Why is that? Is it because they're always happy? I think to a certain extent, emotions can go out of control, and we can sometimes overreact by emotions. I've had so many comrades, get mad at me over emotions, and especially family members. And that's fine. We're only human. I don't blame them because they did that. It's crazy if you think about it. Those were just all driven by emotions. A lot of people let hatred drive them to the point where they don't know what they're doing at this point. Some people just don't know what they're doing with their lives. I feel like it's not a bad thing, but it's a bad thing when, these emotions that drive us harm us. Be careful what you let enter in your life, and be careful who talks to you and what word you take for granted. Words let you affect yourself because those emotions that we have can sometimes drive into anger and rage and hatred for that person. Sometimes it can be even worse because this world is always filled with hatred. Violence is its key. Sometimes the greatest inventions in this world wouldn't be created without these emotions that we have. So we don't hate the fact that we have emotions. Sometimes we just hate it because it controls us, and there's nothing we can do about it. Thank you for watching. Remember, we're all selfish human beings by nature. No one gives a crap about that person that needs help down the street. We just want to get home and watch our freaking YouTube, and eat our food, and sleep, and love our wife. That's all that matters. It's only us, me. That's why emotions are a strong point to all of this. And be careful. Hatred is always there, residing between us.